Hello there, this is Mike, and today we're going to be discussing the Eurasian Pacific Plate Boundary, which you will learn is a convergent boundary, tectonically active, and is responsible for a lot of the major earthquakes that we have most recently seen in today's world. So, like I said, it is a convergent plate boundary where we have the Pacific plate, which is an oceanic plate, subducting under the Eurasian plate. In the process of doing so, the Pacific plate is subducting down once the two plates collide. The more dense plate sliding under and subducting in the asthenosphere, where then we have the magma being heated up and being recycled into the convection cycle. And then it comes back up through this zone of melting, and it pops up above ground, giving us the volcanic arc. You will notice that when we look at a picture from Google Maps, that when you look at the convergent boundary of India in the Asian Himalayan range, this subduction, this process is of convergence of the two plates has not only given us a volcanic arc, but also more continental convergence has given us the mountain ranges, as we learned, from the concept of Pangea. Way back in the beginning of this class, these created these mountain ranges, but in addition to that, the convergence of an oceanic to a continental plate, with the oceanic plate subducting, thus created tectonically active volcanoes. And then if we look at this from a broader scale, the image I just showed you is representing this area right here, to give you a kind of a larger perspective. We have the Ring of Fire, which will show you that all of the solid red lines here are convergent plate boundaries. And the reason I bring that up on a broader scale is when we think about tsunamis and the effects, and the recent tsunami we saw in terms of Haiti and Chile. Recently, if we look on this next picture here, we were just talking about the Japanese trench, in respect to the plate boundary I just showed you. But if you look at the major earthquakes that we have recently seen, we see that this is a product of subducting plates, creating movement, thus creating earthquakes and volcanoes. If the plate structure allows them to do so, we know that volcanoes aren't created via convergent plate boundaries, but we do know that an oceanic and continental convergence will produce earthquakes as such. But when you have an earthquake, regardless of if there's volcanic activity, you have these tsunamis. These two plates, going back to the Eurasian plate and Pacific plate specifically, we've seen as being a catalyst to a lot of, I guess, more recent or events we might be familiar with vaguely, if we read the news or are paying attention to what's going on around us and beneath us in the ground. Thank you.